the head of conservation for Wales Northern Ireland. I keep saying new, I've been here for 12 months now, but I think I can still get away with it. It's a big area. Before I start, just following on from a comment about thanking the committee, I should say thank you to everyone that's here, because everything I'm going to talk about right now wouldn't be possible without your support, so thank you very much. I know I've got a bit of a difficult slot because after lunch people are going to start nodding off, so the original talk I thought about, I scrapped that. I've gone for something hopefully a bit more exciting, so I'm going to take credit for everyone else who works species work today and say what we're doing and how we're doing it. So we start to talk about strategy, if you're not familiar with it. We just put 3 pictures in and around Wales. It's working with butterflies and moths is fantastic. It takes you to every habitat we've got because of the species associated with it. I'm going to focus on butterflies because I knew that George was going to do a fantastic job on moths, so I'm not neglecting those. And just put the better brown because that's the species I've seen the most of this year. This year I've started making a real effort to record a lot more everywhere I go. And this guy, the speckled one not far behind, was the most I've seen so far. So to keep your bearings, the Great Orme, here in North Wales. This is Kilgarran Wildlife Park, which is towards this way, and then this is the Midnight, which is up on the moors here. So totally different habitats, takes you all over the place. So I'm going to talk about our priority species, what we're doing, and then some other bits and pieces about BC, and then there will be a lovely update on our new volunteer system called Assemble if you haven't come across it yet. If you haven't, you will. Right, so this way. Fantastic, so our priority. So George will lead on this a wee bit, not to talk about it too much, it's based on the most threatened species, and we've got this priority landscape, as you can see, it's got polygons here. It's all about bigger, better, more joined. No matter how long we look after the nature reserves, so Cyber Nature Plan on the books before, fantastic site, no matter how well it's managed, things that are found on it will be vulnerable and isolated because they're subject to pressures, climates, population size, etc. So it's bigger areas. And BC, the way we do it is they're indicators of success. So if you've got a butterfly that's moving around the habitat, we know that the connectivity is working. We know that ecology, Dave mentioned about how well they're studied. We know a lot more butterflies and moths than we do about other insects, for example. So they are really good indicators. Before I joined Butterfly Conservation, I worked for Wildlife Trust, and the most successful work I did use Lepidoptera as an example of success. So I'm all for it, I think they're fantastic, and you're all here, so you think they're all very special as well. So, our priority species, marsh fritillary, hillbilly fritillary, grizzled skipper and high brown. Those are our priority species A, so I'm going to talk a little bit about those. We have also got priority species B, which is a large sheep and a brown hair streak. So I'm going to talk about these two here, the projects we've got on the go for them now. Talk about project we just submitted for this one, and then plans we've got for these 3 here. It'll be a bit of a whistle top, as George said, you can't go into too much detail, just to give you an idea about what we're doing and where we're doing it, and you will see that we are all around Wales. So not just South Wales focused, we're also going to talk about Wrexham, we're going to talk about the Great Orme and other places like this as well. So a bit of a whistle stop, I'll go as quick as I can. Do keep your time ready, because if I get talk, I can talk forever. Just ask Doctor and Andrew and Marvin. I can go forever. Right, let's make a start. Now, so George will do the introduction to now, the Silky Way, so I can skip right past that. Here's all the project partners here. We've got 2 project officers in the room. We've got Dr. and Andrea. Any questions, ask them, because they know more about than me. I'm going to take credit for all their work, as I said. So, high rank fritillary. Last site in Wales is the Allen Valley. One of 4 landscapes left in Britain now. So, yeah, it's probably our well, it is almost a big species of butterfly. We're very, very worried about it. But we're going to give everything we've got to make sure it doesn't disappear. I mean, everything we've got, we'll do our best, I promise. So, yeah, last population in Wales. These are some facts which Andrew put together for me last night. So, these are just some things I'm going to pull out and show some pictures so you can see what we're doing. Cattle grazing to return to Oldcastle Down for the first time in 60 years. Simon was talking in his presentation about grazing and livestock. That is not an easy thing. I can't take any credit for that because those cattle were on that common before I joined BC. That's thank you to the development phase, which is Richard, Dot, and many of the volunteers you helped. I'm forgetting names, I do apologise for talking to everybody. Winter works management, this is the winter since I've been here, this is one of our volunteer tasks. We're looking for more volunteers, guys. If you want to come out on a Sunday and join us in this fantastic habitat, please see Andrew and Dot after the talk. And we've thought of a combination of volunteer tasks and contractors that over 2 hectares of habitat work has been completed. That's fantastic. That's the first little bit to come. The way the project was put together, there was a little small bit of capital work to get going, and then we're going to go nuts next coming years. All informed by evidence, which I'll get to, so just start what's to come. We're going to take in rapid habitat assessments. This is modified from the existing methodology to speed up the process, it's like time consuming, and this will help inform our future management. So we're not just going to go, let's do some scrub there, let's do some there. It's going to be informed by the habitat, and that's been really successful. We've also adult behavioural monitoring to identify key habitat resource use. So we have transects set up on the site, which are brilliant. But what we've also started doing is ignoring those and walking around the site, taking our time a bit more, actually watching the butterflies and what are they doing. They'll tell us what habitat they want to use. The transects, of course, are fixed points. The habitat changes over time, they become more suitable, less suitable, but they're fixed, and there's a methodology in place. But by roving around a week more and watching them, it helps us tell what the highlands want to do. Of course, they're changing to everything else that's happening around us, so that's been really successful as well. We've got annual transects, which Andrea's overseen, and they've been completed, and the transect covers almost 12 kilometres in length, so not an easy tasking, and it's not flat terrain. And it's not flat terrain through grass, it's terrain like this with scrub and bramble, and if you haven't got scratches from your knee down, you're not doing it properly. It's that kind of habitat. But then we've also done scalp linear paths through the bracken. Over 4,000 metres have done, because bracken, of course, this year went nuts. It's this tall. Trying to walk through bracken's not easy, so John and Richard and others with their brush cutters, pouring heat, sweating, and cut paths through it as well. So absolutely great. We will look at a picture of that, and this is key breeding habitat for the high ground, so very successful. But the last one I just want to pull out, again, this is just a start, we need more of this, guys, but we've had 604 volunteer hours since the project started, and that equates roughly to 86 days. That's 86 days on site. We've got fantastic staff, we can't do that volunteers, and we need more of you. If you don't live anywhere near this site, someone else should get involved, I'm sure. That's absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much to everybody who's got involved. Notice here, there's lots of practical work, there's also project surveys. You may not want to come out and cite that you can help another way, for example, like social media or helping us with comms work. You haven't got to be out in the field. If you want to do some more of the desk-based, we're also after that help as well. So please get in touch. Right, enough facts. Let's have a look at some lovely pictures. So here's a picture of a volunteer work party. Hopefully you can make out the back there, the tall vegetation. You can see the paths have been cut through. So cutting the bracken. And up here you might be able to see it side, but we've done a little bit of coppicing. It's not all just everything goes in one go. It's creating that mosaic of young going old. We want a little bit of everything, because of course this structure is going to be put for something else. I think like the weather we just had this summer, it's tipping down with rain, it's blowing the winds, really important boosting habitat balance as well. So a little bit of everything. So that's an example of what the volunteers do when they go out on Sunday. I joined them, I think, twice over the winter. It wasn't enough, but it's great fun. You're with like-minded people, you're in the fresh air, you always see something fantastic. It's absolutely brilliant. No better way to spend a Sunday. And this is a much more impressive slide. So this is looking from Newcastle down across to Oddmore down. Hopefully you can see the scarp there, you see the volunteers have done. There's one there, and there's one here. And that's surprise where the high grounds are going. Here we've got more fixed grass. This is almost like secondary woodland now. And these areas seem to be creating these like glades almost the edge of the woodland. And that's where the high grounds were. And I did see egg-laying females in this part of the site over the summer. So we know it's working. The volunteers have worked in the site for years. They've got a fantastic knowledge of it. If it wasn't for the volunteer effort, the high grounds would be gone from here. That's a fact. I've got no doubts about it. But now it's given more resource towards it, and it's increasing our knowledge of the site, because climate change and bracken's growing a lot taller, and brambles like it's on steroids. We've got to start thinking a bit more. We can't just go with what's traditional, what we've done 20, 30 years ago. So it's really to watch this space. What else have we done? So here's an example of some bracken. This was taken in March of this year, so that hadn't been cut, and that's quite a dense layer of bracken. So the violet food plant coming through, can't get through. It really is crunchy, and really is quite, it's not good. So what we've done is we've had rubber mowers out. You've seen these. They're like, someone's walking by like a remote control car, it's cutting through the bramble. It's absolutely fantastic. It's a really good way to try and get the depth down, but of course bracken does grow back, and that's quite imperishable. Try being a high ground, trying to get through that to get to violet as next to impossible. So what we have started doing, or what we've done a lot of this year, I'll show you an example of, is cutting these paths through it. And then this is where you see the high grounds on the edges here. So it's working, guys, but is that sustainable with our volunteers? It probably is, because they're brilliant and nothing stops them. But long term, what else can we do about it? So we'll talk a little bit about that as well. We're going to get those cattle in there, those lovely cattle grazing, so we'll get on to that. This is a rapid habitat assessments. We've got Richard and Paul. I did ask them both if I could use that picture yesterday. They said yes. I went out with them just to see how it was, to trial the methodology, see how I found it. You know, we're going to have a mock-up session about how we found it. But Angie very kindly produced me this slide. And without going into too much detail, guys, these are the sub-sites on the project site, and the yellow is the best area. Top 20 land with feeding damage and larval records. So that gives us an idea now of a snapshot of what the habitat looks like, and an inform our where we've got to do and what we've got to do things about it. If you've got any questions about this, please see Andrew at the end, because that's a presentation in itself. But yeah, we're really pleased with how it went, and we're really talking about if we can improve it, if we should repeat it. It's given us a real good, this is where we can focus our efforts, which has been good. There's a lovely cattle lens. These are multi-gallery cattle. This thing on the common. That's, yeah, I just thought that'd be quite cool with the sunrise and bow down, and everyone likes it. It was a look. Right place, right time. Anyway, what you probably can't see is they're wearing these no-fence cattle collars. I'll do this really quick, guys, in case you're already familiar with some previous presentations. Basically, they've got a collar around their neck, which doesn't bother them at all. These are big, these are big chunky fellas are absolutely grand. And what it does is, you can draw an invisible line, and it acts like it's terror. So here's all of the animals here with their collars on. What we've done with GPS signals is we've drawn like a barrier here, which is an invisible fence. And as they approach it, the collars give them a warning, like it plays like a song to them. And they get closer and closer and closer, and when they get too close, whoosh, they get an electric shock, like a zap. Doesn't hurt, doesn't it? And they're well trained with it. But the idea is you can move this fence around. It's not fixed. This is a common. You can't fence on common. But also, fencing is expensive. You may put a fence 1 year, then 2 years later, we should have put it over there. With this, you're not going to worry about that, and you can move it around. And it's brilliantly well. All welfare, that kind of side, guys, is brilliant, and they are trained with it. So please don't worry about them. It's fantastic. You can draw a little polygon on your mobile phone, and you can move it around as simple as drawing like any other app. It's brilliant. It's a game changer for conservation grazing. So there's another picture. So hopefully you can make those little collars on the beasties here. So very crudely, what we could do is Angie could draw a map and say we want to graze this bit of the site. So we draw a polygon like that, and the cattle are restricted to this area. Then we decide that's getting a bit too great. We want to get them over here. You get rid of that one, you draw a fresh one, and they move over and they start grazing there. It's as simple. It's not as simple as that, but it is as simple as that. That's the same thing as well. So now we've got the cattle on. We had a meeting yesterday. We've got Simon Spencer joining us. We're Paul Dunn. We're Richard. We've got a fantastic grazier for us to do over there with Douglas. I'm sure you will come across it. And we're now going to start to move that forward and see what we can get, because hopefully the cattle will help control some of the bracken. Because cutting it, brilliant, but is it sustainable? We'll try and get a go with these guys on more like a natural process-led method. So that's now. One other thing, this by the way, I put a video on. This is a demonstration to give you an impact of the cattle. This was that same picture where the bracken was up here all crunchy. That was the picture that the cattle did have access to. It's all flattened. Hopefully you can see a couple of cow pats there. Now let's see if the technology works. This is a video going through the bracken where the cattle weren't to where they were. Please work. No. I'll have to skip it, guys. If I can drag it on this. Play. Well, if it's not going to play, I don't want to waste time on it. Long story short, if you can imagine, it goes towards dense bracken, then the cattle about it, then the bracken squashed, and you can see all the violets at the bottom germinating. That's what it's supposed to do. Rats. What a shame. Anyway, but then also, a big part of that is telling people about it. Because we do all this fantastic work, and we're talking to all you people who actually love all this type of stuff. Why don't people don't give two monkeys about it, or even know about it, because they're not engaged with our audience? So we're lucky to have Dot at the back, who's our engagement officer, or focuses on engagement on that. I'll just put out a couple of examples of what Dot's done. She sent me the pictures. It was like Dot. So during Wales Nation Week, Westminster St Clive's Major, which is immediately below the project site, recently part of an inaugural butterfly sculpture competition. So while the villagers made great scarecrows, these guys made butterflies, and I've never seen before. So I'll show you. The pictures do better than my rambling on. So here's a couple of examples here of some of the sculptures. Absolutely fantastic. There's a few more there. So if you've got any questions about this, please go and see Dot. But we're starting to shout about the project, and people made aware of it. Rob did that talk at schools next door to Cantriston Common, which is brilliant. Very similar approach, thinking about more unique ways. And the other one, which Dot just brought in for me now, is we've made these fantastic high-rank artillery mugs. You can also get them in Welsh, and these are for sale, Dot.
When we pop through, they're all handmade by Caitlin Jenkins, and
Yeah.
she does a larger size as well at Tanger. Great Christmas presents for everybody.
It's nice and smooth as well. So we're thinking outside the box now, we can engage with people locally as well, because this is it in Wales. Last site, people need to know about why it's important.
And they are available in Welsh as well.
Yes. Right, let's move on quickly. So I'm not doing that justice, but absolutely fantastic. And that's the first of just more engagement activities to come along. So we will shout about these to you guys. If you want to get involved, Dr. and Andrew, the experts, I take credit for it. Let's move along really quickly. Do you know what I mean? Going from that bracken habitat to this lovely rose pasture with marsh lilies. But they take you all over the place, it's brilliant. So this is our Nature Networks Fund 3 project. I'll talk a little bit about that, so just different. So this is funded by, I've got to say this guys, funded by Nature Networks programme, delivered by the Heritage Fund on behalf of the Welsh Government. So Nature Networks Fund aims to strengthen the resilience of Welsh network protected sites, building capacity, strength and scale. Can you read it, guys? Say you have to read it. I have to say this to you, that's what Nature Networks Fund is all about. And we were successfully getting funding for round 3 of it for Marsh Artillery. And our project is the Wales Marsh Artillery Recovery Partnership. It's a landscape scale focus and develop opportunities and priorities to create meaningful projects. We can't just keep, doing little niceties here and there, things are disappearing, and we run out of time. I might skip through quite a bit because Rob did his Marsh Artillery talk as well, which is really good, the values here. But actually, I will talk a wee bit about it. So we'll just talk about what we've done. So there's lovely Wales, the red polygons you can see. Imagine there's like a little marsh artillery population there. The red bit is very crude, the buffer at how far will disperse. So that's very, very crude. These are the best populations we've got in Wales as of 2019. They're gone now from under Sumnall, unfortunately. The next one along, this is then by the NLW as the core grass, rolling grass and connectivity networks. So supplies and marsh artilleries are there as well. We go along one more, we've got to our lovely BC quality landscapes and supplies the one spectrum marsh artilleries. So this isn't just BC making up as we go along, this also ties in what NLW are trying to do and get everybody to do throughout Wales. So it's all joined up, we all want the same thing, we're all working towards it, lots of fantastic people doing stuff, but I don't think we all know what we're doing. So it's a 20-month development project, development guys, this is all about developing stuff. Started on the 1st of April, runs to December of next year, and we've got a dedicated project officer called John Hitchens, who was here this morning, you may have met him, he might come and say hello, he's out filming as we talk now, in the dunes. We want to create a marsh recovery partnership with key partners and landowners. Rob is a perfect example of people doing fantastic work out there. We don't have marsh artilleries, we're a very small team. We can't do it by ourselves, nor should we try, but we want to get everyone talking and sharing experience. Rob, as you saw, is fantastically open with his data, how he's done it, well, not everyone is. So everyone together talking, we learn things, share what didn't work as well as what did, and hopefully a much better picture for marsh artilleries in Wales. So we've started to take an assessment of where we are, what we want to get to. We want to consolidate information about marsh artillery and also who's doing what and where. I'm not precious about it, as long as the marsh artillery's win, that's all we want. But if we know about it, let's just say Dave's doing a project over there, I'm going to do a project over there, then we're competing for resources, we're competing for funding. Dave tells me, cheers Dave, I'll go focus over here. And that way we're dividing and conquering. And that's what we want to do. We want to get all the data pooled together so it informs our trends better, because not all the data comes back, and also some people record differently, it's not transferable. It's more like acting as a facilitator to get everyone who's doing marshal work together and talking, and that's the ultimate aim. We also have fantastic band of volunteers. I see a few of them here today. You go out and help monitor these sites on rotation, but we haven't got enough volunteers and we need more. So a big part of the plan is to train new volunteers, but also our partners. Let's just mention the Wildlife Trust. I'm making this as I go along. Wildlife Trust, I'm a manager for the Wildlife Trust, and I move. Someone new comes in, doesn't know marsh artillery, and they're managing marsh artillery sites. So if we can help train those people, if you want to call that, or work with them, give them a few pointers, a good thing. We're also landowners. There's lots of great landowners who want to do the right thing for wildlife, but don't know how. So it's engaging with those. And this way, we have a legacy of skilled individuals, and we can do more. And again, if they're volunteering for the Wildlife Trust, if they're volunteering for Rob Parry, don't care. It's more volunteers out there getting more data for marsh artillery. That's what we need. So I'm just going to pick on Kerry Diggin. I'm going to skip over this, but you click on Kerry Diggin as an example. This is what we want to try and do. We've got 3 meta populations here. So where are we going to focus our work? Should we focus our work here? Should we focus our work there? Or should I focus in this key area here? It's gone on a bit from what Rob said, so I'll skip across it quite quickly. But that's that, going back to that example there, guys. You just remember those 3 blocks. That's made up on the site there. These are actually sites. These ones are connected because they can get to each other. These ones can't. So as opposed to focusing here, what's that going to achieve? If there was a good site here, maybe you would. But focusing there is not going to help us better population. Instead, if you do map them, we talk who's doing what, who's doing what, where. This is all the perfect scenario, guys. Let's instead focus our efforts here and here. Surprise, surprise. Marshall's can move, bang. Much better than multi-matter population. That's the idea of it. That's all ideal world, imagine we've got good landowners in between, that might not happen. But that's very the basis of it. I'm going to skip over this day for the conscious of time, just ignore these ones, guys. It's like resources, that's what I'm saying. So we may have, this might be like a wildflower meadow. It might be cut for hay, because we know devil's bit scabious there. It still might be important to know, because it's a nectar resource. If you go to our nature reserve, Caithness Back, in the summer, there's hardly any nectar there. All the butterflies are on the edge, on the cliff, feeding on bramble. And all the devil's bits of flower thinking about it, but no marsh fruits around them. So devil's bit scabious doesn't provide nectar, but there may be a field next door which does. That's boosting habitat, guys. So maybe you've got a perfectly flat meadow or gross pasture. Lovely. Remember the picture of Rob's picture with the scrub in it. That's what we need. Scrub's important. So this is what I'm interested in. Boosting. I get up like 6 in the morning, go look at the butterflies. I go to site 6 at night, take on 9, and no one else is there. You go by yourself. And this is a butterfly that was roosting in the evening. I came back in the morning, same one, let them make the dew on him. So it's that, it's in, what are they using? We may think we know, but let's actually watch them. And every site is so subtly different. So it's just thinking about resources and the overall habitat. It hasn't got to be a field for devil's bit scabious. It could be other habitat structures, that landscape, but just as important. Like then, so doing all this will allow us to have habitat quality mapping, give us landscape scale focus. And the ultimate aim is through agreement with landowners and partners, we want to create these costed plans. Perfect style restriction back in the plan, funding becomes available, you've got 2 weeks to apply and you're going to spend it all by March. Shit. How do we do that? If we've got a costed plan in place, working with our landowners, we know what needs to be done, we can give it to the landowner, and when the funding comes up, they can do it, boom, good to go. So I hate the term shovel-ready projects. So right now, as I'm talking, we've got contractors going out doing these costed plans for set sites. So when the next round of funding comes up, we can give it and we can actually act. And we know we're not just reacting, we know the way it needs to be done. So that's the ultimate aim of it, is it's not just reacting, we're going to spend this, where it is 10 grand, let's put 10 grand there, that's where we need it. The ultimate aim, long-term, guys, is a marsh delivery strategy for Wales. Hopefully through the partnership, everyone will buy into it, they'll endorse it, and we've all got a document that we can all use, and it's not us telling people what to do, it's the partnership agreeing, this is what we need to do. And farmers will be a big part of that, big part of it. So some highlights of what we've done, guys. This is all John's hard work now, and Claire and Mark. We promoted it to all the LMPs, local British partnerships in Wales. We've held 2 online Zoom presentations. We had 92 people attend, and we've done 5 on-site training sessions, which by 51 people. This included partner conservation organisations like National Trust, local authorities, we were joined by the guys from Merthyr Council one, and private landlords. So it started, there's going to be a whole lot more next year. So if you missed it, don't worry, it's again. And spread the word, guys. Please tell people we need more people, you can get involved. Promotional video, which is John's what doing now. That's the idea is we're going to appeal to other audiences, like younger people. We're doing things like TikTok and Instagram. I don't know what clue that stuff is, but we're going to do things for those type of people, because what we traditionally do is good, and people who care about it love it, but we've got to get other people involved. We're also doing, we've got 4 bursary placements, and we're doing minibus trips as well. Let's put this picture on. John took this. You probably can't make it. We've got Level 3 installed there, we've got Level 4 there and there. Those guys are going on to winter, so we'll see some March next year, fingers crossed. Right, that's a project we've got up and running. We've just submitted, guys, an application for Nature Networks Fund Round 4.